Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be doing a review with YGwigs, and they sent me over this beautiful T27 blonde wig. But before we get into this wig, I just want to show you everything that comes in this box. You get you a nice little detangling brush, you get you a bonnet, of course your wig cap, just put your lace on top of it. They also put some flexi rods in here, some little bun thing, I guess, like clamp, some velvet strip, not strip, but what you call it, like band, and elastic band, and also some clips. And of course, last but not least, you have your wig. It is a 13x6 lace, 150 density, and as I mentioned, the color is a T27 color, which means it has like the brown roots, the dark brown roots, and then like the 27 colors. Super pretty. And as I mentioned, it's a 13x6. You do have 3 clips in the inside, and the hairline is slightly pre-plucked, but you will have to do a little more plucking to get that lace really laid or whatever. So today I will be installing a side part with a short bob cut on my client today. So first things first, I'm just going to go ahead and cut off that back lace because it's just never needed on there. And right now I'm just placing a wig on her head to make sure that it fits and everything is going to go accordingly. I went ahead and bleached the knots, and I did some more plucking on this lace, and I just went ahead and already hot combed the hairline back so none of the hair is like flying away. And right now I'm just adjusting the wig onto her head so it does not be like out of balance. But once I get it where I need it to be, I'm going to go ahead and pull that back and begin to apply my foundation onto her lace. And I am using Ruby Kisses foundation, palette 15, and I am using that darker shade, and I'm going to apply that on her stocking cap, of course, to get it nice and melted in and blended. And I'm going to use that same foundation onto her lace as well. So the adhesive that I'm using, of course, is my Beautiful Hustler Lace Made adhesive, and I'm going to do about 4 layers of this adhesive for her install today. And I'm just going to go ahead and apply the layers on, and once I finish applying the layers and that glue turns clear, I'm going to go ahead and begin to pull down her lace and tack it down. And I'm still getting this question. People keep asking still what heat or what temperature I use the blow dryer on. It is always on the heat setting. That heat really gets that lace that lace melted on in. Jesus Christ. And that's why I use that heat setting. But I also like to take the comb and comb that lace in too as well with that, in combination with that heat. And I'm going to do things slightly different today. Before I cut off the extra lace, I'm just going to go ahead and take my melt belt and tie down that lace and let that dry and cure in. And then while that's securing, I'm just going to go ahead and blow dry her wig because it was still wet from me customizing it and everything like that. So I'm just, adjusting that melt belt to be right onto their hairline. I'm just going to go ahead off camera and blow dry that lace. And now that it's blow dried, I'm going to go ahead and remove that melt belt. And then I will go ahead and begin to cut off my extra lace and tack down anything if it's still lifting, but mostly just cutting off all that extra lace. And I will begin to somewhat start the styling process. And as you're seeing from the thumbnail, this will be a side part short blunt cut bob. So I'm just going to go ahead and get her side part parted off. I am doing a curved part. And once I get it rounded off to my liking, I will go ahead and, hot comb and wax stick that area. Don't be confused. This is still my Beautiful Hustler wax stick. This is just the very first packaging that it came in. I still had like maybe 3 left of the original packaging, and I'm not gonna just not use them. So I just went ahead and opened up one of those original wax sticks, and I'm using that one today. But it's still the same product, it's just the labeling is different. So like I mentioned, don't be confused on that, guys. But I'm just going to go ahead and apply that wax and hot comb out everything until it's nice and smooth, and then I will get into the next steps. So now that it's pressed out, I'm going to go ahead and pull down my section for the baby hair, and I'm going to go ahead and spray that hairline with that holding spray once again, and then secure it again with the melt belt. Now, because I did shampoo this wig out, it is a bit puffy, but I'm just going to go in with my regular 1-inch and my skinny flat iron. This is also a Infinity Pro flat iron, and it was about $30 at Walmart, so you should be able to get one from your local Walmart. And I'm just going to take that and just quickly go through that hair and just flat iron it out nice and straight. So I went ahead and removed that elastic band, and now I'm just going to go ahead and comb out those baby hairs, razor it down, and then I'm going to go with my tweezers and pluck some more of those hairs out so the baby hairs can be much thinner. And once I get it thinned out to my liking, I will go ahead and, you know, cut, style, and swoop those baby hairs, and then I will get into the bob cut itself. I'm going to just start off in the back section with my razor comb, just to kind of razor off that hair so the back is not too thick. I hate when bobs are over thick, even though you still want kind of like that fullness of it. I just like to go in with the razor comb always when I'm starting with the back of the bob, but I just go in with the scissors once I get like to the front of the bobs and just even it out with the scissors with the bob or whatever like that. So I'm just going to razor off to the length that I want the bob to be in the back, and then I would just swing her around and start the cut from this side of her head that I'm combing right now, simply because it's supposed to be a short bob but still slightly asymmetrical. And if you're not sure what asymmetrical means, that means a bob that's not even, so it's like the short long bob. So I am going to start with this side of her head first so I can get the longer side of the bob, which would still be short overall, just slightly longer than the other side. So I like to start with the longer side as the guideline, and then I would just make that cut even going around. So I'm just starting with some regular scissors, like some regular hair scissors that I get from the hair store, and I'm just going to begin to clip away that hair. And you just want to take your time and get eye level with the bob to make sure that the cut is nice, clean, and even. And you use that very first cut as your guideline, and then you just go ahead and make it match with the rest of the bob. So when it comes to cutting the shorter side of the bob, you still want to have the back of the bob even with the rest of it, but as you get towards the front, you can slightly start to make it shorter. So even though I'm going with the guideline of how it is now, and it's still going to appear shorter because it is behind the ear and it's not all the way to the front, like hanging down regularly. So I'm still making a bob even all around, but once I feel like I need to go a tad bit shorter, I would just go ahead and go in and shorten up that front part just a little bit more, but still keeping that back part even. And then once I'm satisfied with that cut, I would just go ahead, and go in with my big Remington flat iron. That's that big, like almost 2-inch flat iron, the purple one that I use to like bump my bobs. And I will go ahead and slightly bump the bob. You don't want it to be like a hard bump. It's supposed to be kind of like straight but slightly bumped type of bob. So I'm just going to like mostly flat iron it, but just like tap the ends to give it a nice bump. And this pretty much just finishes this look. I went ahead and black sprayed and concealed the part, and I'm just going in with my scissors just to make sure that there are no long pieces hanging or any little hair straggling along that I probably have missed. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below of what you think. And stay tuned. Don't forget to check out the description details down below on this wig. And thank you guys for tuning in to IAmBeautifulHustler TV. Till next time.